Hi, this is L.PoornimaDevi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So in that class we have to see what is array implementation and what are all the problem we have to face while inserting or deleting an operation. And the next one is the linked list implementation, the advanced concept of array implementation. So in that linked list implementation, we have to store the new elements and how to find out the address of next element and how to find out the address of first element. So these all has to be discussed in that last class. So I said that there are two type of linked list operation we have to be used. So first one is singly linked list and the second one is doubly linked list. So singly linked list is nothing but it have two pointers, that is a single node. It will be called as a node, and in that node we have two spaces, two values. First one is data. This is data and this is a pointer. So the pointer represent the address of next element. So this will be the address of next element, and the data will be the value of that particular node. So this is the two pointers. So it have only in a singly linked list it have only one pointer and only one data. So data represent the value of particular node. So that whole has to be considered as a node. So this is data. Data means value of the particular node, and the pointer. So pointer, it is an address of the next element. So this is a singly linked list. So in this I have to mention here as a three type of nodes. So my first node, this is N1, N2, N3, and my first node is 10, 20 and 30. I have to know the address of the next element. So I have to point the address. You can store the element in anywhere where the memory space is free. So you have to allocate it anywhere in that memory space, but that particular element have to know the address of the next element. So that 10 is the first element. That head pointer also points the head, and the head pointer have the address of first element. So in this is my first element 10 points to the next element. So it have to know the address of next element. So in that pointer column we have to add the address of the element 20. So in this 20, after 20 I have to reach the element 30. So what is the address of 30 element? So it is a 601. So after 30, so 30 is the last element. After 30 there is no element here. So we have to mention here as a null. So this is the representation, that is a pictorial representation of singly linked list. So this is singly linked list. Then what is doubly linked list? So doubly linked list is nothing but it have a two pointers. That same thing, it have a data and the pointer. This is the next pointer, and we have one additional pointer is previous pointer. That previous pointer points the previous element of that particular data, and the next pointer represent the next element of that particular element. So in this we have to add the two pointers, that is, so this is my data 10, 20 and the 30. That same thing 101, 506, 702. So this is the address of the element which has to be stored. So this is 10. After 10 what the element has to be visited? That 20. So I have to mention the address of 20, and after 20 what is the element has to be visited? 30. So 30, the next of 30, it is a null element. So the next one is 10. So before 10 there is no element, so that is has to be null. So your first element previous pointer has to be null, and the last element of next pointer has to be null. So this is then one of the thing we have to remind here. So the next, before that element of 20, what it has to be visited? 101. That is 10, element 10 has to be visited before the 20. So what is the element in before of particular element 20? So that address has to be mentioned here. So before 30 what is the element? 506. So this is address, not an element. We have to mention the address of the particular element. So in that previous pointer has to identify the address of previous element, and the next pointer represent the address of next element. So this is also the pictorial representation of doubly linked list. So we have to show the pictorial representation, how that element has to be represented using singly and doubly. Singly have only 2 pointers, and that doubly have single pointer, and doubly linked list have 2 pointer, that is previous one and the next one. Thank you.